17,000 fans fill the arena, and every single defender knows exactly who they're watching. Every scouting report, every defensive scheme, and every game plan is centered around one player, Caitlin Clark. At just 22 years old, she walks onto the court with the confidence of a seasoned superstar. The pressure is enormous, but she never looks intimidated. From the opening tip, opposing teams throw everything they have at her. Full court pressure, aggressive double teams, constant contact, and relentless physical defense. Their mission is simple: make life as difficult as possible for the league's newest sensation. For a brief moment, it looks like the strategy might actually work. Then everything changes. Clark catches fire. She starts knocking down deep three-pointers from well beyond the arc, delivering highlight after highlight. She piles up assists, controls the pace of the game, and records historic triple-doubles that no rookie had ever achieved before. Night after night, she rewrites the record books with career-best performances and unforgettable scoring explosions. Instead of slowing her down, the pressure only reveals how special she truly is.
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history? There it is!
Caitlin Clark wasn't just making headlines. She was completely changing the conversation around the WNBA. The biggest question was no longer whether she could handle the pressure. It became whether anyone in the league could actually slow her down. What made Clark so dangerous wasn't just her scoring ability. It was the way she approached the game. Even after becoming the NCAA's all-time leading scorer, she didn't enter the WNBA focused on chasing points. Her first priority was running the offense. Watch her early games closely. She's constantly pushing the pace in transition, reading defenses, finding open teammates, and creating easy scoring opportunities. She quickly became one of the league's top playmakers, averaging around 8 assists per game as a rookie. That's the mindset of a true point guard. She wanted to understand her teammates, learn the speed of the professional game, and adjust to the physicality of the WNBA. Every possession became another lesson, and every game made her more comfortable. That patience would soon pay off. Once Clark found her rhythm, everything changed. On May 28, 2024, against the Los Angeles Sparks, she delivered the first true breakout performance of her professional career. In only her 6th WNBA game, Clark exploded for 30 points, while adding 5 rebounds and 6 assists. Although Indiana came up short on the scoreboard, something far more important happened that night. You could see her confidence growing with every possession. She began pulling up from well beyond the three-point line without hesitation. She created separation with smooth step-back jumpers and attacked defenders with the confidence of a veteran. It was the moment everyone realized this wasn't just another talented rookie. This was the beginning of something special. Only days later, on June 7th, the excitement followed her to Washington, D.C., where nearly 20,000 fans packed Capital One Arena, one of the largest crowds women's basketball had to see.
Capital One Arena is the home of the Washington Wizards as well as the Capitals. The venue features a capacity of 20,356 for basketball.
There was only one reason thousands of fans had packed the arena that night. They came to watch Caitlin Clark. The game didn't begin perfectly. She missed her first 2 shots, and for a moment, it looked like she might be headed for a quiet night. But great shooters never lose confidence because of a slow start. Clark certainly didn't. Her next shot found the bottom of the net. Then another, and another. Before long, she was completely in control. She started launching deep three-pointers from 25 and even 26 feet away. Defenders sprinted toward her, trying to contest every shot, but it didn't matter. She calmly created space, stepped back, and buried another impossible 3. Every possession raised the energy inside the arena. Fans jumped to their feet after each basket. It wasn't just Indiana supporters celebrating anymore. Even neutral fans couldn't help but appreciate what they were witnessing. When someone is shooting from that kind of distance with complete confidence, team loyalties disappear. You simply admire greatness. By the final buzzer, Clark had delivered one of the most memorable performances of her rookie season. She finished with 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and knocked down 7 three-pointers, tying the WNBA rookie record for threes made in a single game. It wasn't just another impressive stat line. It was a statement to the entire league. Caitlin Clark had officially arrived, and everyone was beginning to understand that her incredible range wasn't a lucky streak. It was becoming her signature.
Clark has done it again, trending in sports. The Indiana Fever rookie in the WNBA set another scoring record.
By the end of that incredible performance, Caitlin Clark had tied the WNBA rookie record with 7 made three-pointers in a single game. Even more impressive, she accomplished it in front of the largest regular season crowd the league had seen in nearly 2 decades. But what made the moment unforgettable wasn't just the record. It was what had happened only a week earlier. Against the New York Liberty, Clark endured the toughest game of her young career. She scored just 3 points while shooting only 1 for 10 from the field. Critics immediately questioned whether the rookie hype had been exaggerated, and social media filled with doubts about her ability to succeed at the professional level. Many young players would have let a performance like that shake their confidence. Clark did the exact opposite. She answered with 7 three-pointers and a spectacular 30-point performance. That wasn't luck. It wasn't a one-night hot streak. It was the mindset of a player who refuses to let one bad game define her. Her impact was becoming obvious throughout the Indiana Fever roster. Veteran scorer Kelsey Mitchell finally had another offensive star who could take pressure off her shoulders. Aaliyah Boston was receiving passes in positions where she could score more efficiently than ever before. The entire offense looked different. The ball moved faster. The spacing improved. Open shots became easier to create. That's the unique effect of having a player who can confidently shoot from well beyond the three-point line. Defenders are forced to extend farther from the basket, creating opportunities for everyone else on the floor. Clark wasn't simply putting points on the scoreboard. She was changing the geometry of the game. But as her performances became more dominant, the physical play against her also became more intense. Every superstar faces that challenge. Legends like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Stephen Curry all experienced it early in their CA careers. When a young player enters the league with enormous expectations and constant media attention, veteran opponents naturally want to test them. That's part of professional sports. You have to prove you belong. But what Caitlin Clark experienced during her rookie season would go well beyond the normal welcome every young star receives.
Big news here on SportsCenter, and a surprise to absolutely nobody. Caitlin Clark has been named WNBA Rookie of the Year, the #1 overall pick.
As Caitlin Clark's popularity continued to grow, so did the physical treatment she received from opposing defenses. This wasn't the typical adjustment every rookie experiences. It became a nightly battle. By the first third of the season, Clark had already become one of the most fouled players in the entire WNBA, not just among rookies, but across the league. Defenders constantly bumped her off the ball, grabbed her jersey as she cut through the lane, fought through screens with extra contact, and made sure every possession was as uncomfortable as possible. The message was clear. If you couldn't stop her with strategy, you try to wear her down physically. Then came one of the most talked about moments of the season. On June 1st, during Indiana's matchup against Chicago, play had stopped for an inbound pass. Clark stood on the baseline with her back turned, waiting for the action to resume. Without warning, she was hit with a hard shoulder and hip check that sent her crashing to the floor. There was no attempt to play the basketball. It was simply unnecessary contact. Officials initially ruled it a common foul during the game. But after reviewing the footage the following day, the WNBA upgraded the play to a flagrant 1 foul. Almost instantly, the clip spread everywhere. Sports television debated it for days. Former NFL players shared their opinions. NBA stars joined the conversation. For nearly a week, it became one of the biggest stories in American sports. But amid all the headlines, one important detail was often overlooked. Watch how Clark responded. She didn't argue with the officials. She didn't retaliate. She simply got back on her feet, walked to the free throw line, knocked down her shots, and returned to playing basketball. After the game, reporters asked for her reaction. Her answer was calm and straightforward. I wasn't expecting it, but it is what it is. It's a physical game. You make the free throws and execute on offense. That response perfectly captured her mentality. No drama. No excuses. Just compete. As the season continued, opposing teams trapped her the moment she crossed half court. They assigned their strongest defenders to guard her, denied her touches, and challenged every movement with physical play. Clark's response never changed. Stay composed. Find the open teammate. Step to the free throw line with confidence. And when the next opportunity came, knock down the shot point.
Caitlin Clark
to fire away from three. Cunningham just now getting up as she stayed down near the free throw line on the other end.
No matter how physical the game became, Caitlin Clark never allowed her opponents to see her lose composure. Every hard foul, every bump, and every extra hit was met with the same response: focus on the next play. That mindset showed up every time she stepped to the free throw line. She finished her rookie season shooting over 90% from the stripe, proving that pressure never affected her concentration. While defenders tried to frustrate her, Clark remained locked in on one thing: helping her team win. One moment late in the season perfectly captured that mentality. Away from the ball, a defender delivered an extremely hard screen that sent Clark crashing to the floor. It was the kind of collision that made fans cringe on the replay. But instead of reacting emotionally, she calmly stood up, jogged back into the offense, and stayed focused. On the very next possession, she received the ball, rose up from deep, and buried a three-pointer. That's the kind of toughness statistics can't measure. It's not something coaches can teach. It's built through confidence, resilience, and unwavering belief in yourself. The more opponents tried to make the game uncomfortable, the stronger Clark seemed to become. But perhaps the most impressive part of her rookie season wasn't the highlight shots or the record-breaking performances. It was her growth as a complete basketball player. Early in the year, adjusting to the WNBA wasn't easy. The speed was faster. The defenders were stronger. The passing lanes that existed in college disappeared almost instantly at the professional level. Turnovers became one of her biggest challenges. She committed 10 in her WNBA debut, and there were several games where she finished with 5, 6, or even 7 turnovers. For many rookies, those struggles would have been enough to make them play more cautiously. Clark chose a different path. She never stopped trusting her instincts. She continued pushing the pace, attempting difficult passes and challenging defenses, even when mistakes happened. The difference was that she kept learning. Little by little, she adjusted her game. She began using convincing ball fakes before firing cross-court passes, freezing defenders just long enough to create an opening. She started recognizing double teams earlier, delivering the ball before traps could fully develop. She also learned exactly where each teammate preferred to receive the basketball, whether high, low, on the move, or ready to shoot immediately. Those subtle improvements transformed her from an exciting rookie into a true floor general. Then, on July 6th, against the defending Eastern Conference champion New York Liberty, everything came together. Clark delivered a masterclass with 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. It wasn't just another great performance. It was a historic triple-double that announced her arrival among the league's elite playmakers.
Clark running. Clark eyes up behind the back, through the lane, lays it in.
That performance made history. For the first time ever, a rookie had recorded a triple-double in the WNBA. Think about that for a moment. For decades, countless elite prospects entered the league. Hall of Famers, #1 draft picks, and future superstars all had remarkable rookie seasons. Yet none of them accomplished what Caitlin Clark had just done, and she wasn't finished. Only 2 months later, she recorded another triple-double, finishing with 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists against the Los Angeles Sparks. 2 triple-doubles. 1 rookie season. A record that completely changed expectations for first-year players. But the biggest transformation couldn't be found in the box score. It was visible in the way she controlled the game. Compare her performances in May to the ones she delivered in August, and you'll notice a completely different player. Early in the season, she reacted to what defenses gave her. By late summer, she was dictating every possession. She knew exactly when to attack in transition, when to slow the pace, when to call a set play, and when to take over herself. Her understanding of the game had reached another level. Then came another historic night. On July 17th, Clark broke the WNBA single-game assist record with an incredible 19 assists, surpassing a mark previously held by one of the greatest playmakers in league history, Courtney Vandersloot. 19 assists. It's a number that's almost hard to believe. 19 separate possessions where she perfectly delivered the basketball to a teammate for an easy score. Her vision, timing, and decision-making were on full display from start to finish. She either scored or assisted on 66 points, breaking another long-standing WNBA record previously set by Diana Taurasi. She also surpassed the rookie assist record that had stood untouched since 1998, ending a streak that lasted more than a quarter of a century. But numbers only tell part of the story. Clark's greatest impact was the confidence she inspired in everyone around her. Kelsey Mitchell attacked the basket harder because she trusted the pass would arrive. Aaliyah Boston consistently found open space, knowing Clark could thread the ball through even the smallest opening. The entire Indiana Fever offense became faster, smarter, and more confident because their young point guard elevated everyone on the floor. That's what separates great players from truly special ones. They don't just put up impressive statistics. They make everyone around them better. Then came the turning point of the season. After being left off United States women's national basketball team for the Olympics, a decision that sparked widespread debate, Clark didn't waste time dwelling on the disappointment. Instead, she used the Olympic break to recover, sharpen her game, and return with even greater determination. The results spoke for themselves. In her first 10 games after the break, she averaged 24.7 points and 9.3 assists per game, playing some of the best basketball of her rookie season. It was the perfect ending to a remarkable first year, one that didn't just introduce a new superstar to the WNBA. It announced the arrival of a player capable of changing the future of the league itself.